provisionally the world #2. Incredible rise.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
Let's get it on then. Our commentators, John Part and Stuart Pine.
Thank you, Dave. Huge night ahead for these two players. Will it be Grand Slam glory for Gerwen? Or will Peter finally get it right once more on the big occasion? Peter Wright has lost 9 major TV finals. Has won just the one big one. As Wayne mentioned, the UK Open. Will it be his night to finally double the tally? Or will Gerwyn Price make a little bit of darting history by defending his crown here in Wolverhampton? Intriguing hour and a half, couple of hours to come. We think it'll be close. We hope it'll be close. It'll be good for sure.
It probably won't be all that fast, though. It's going to be a rather deliberate game. Usually is, as Wayne was saying in the Open there, that Wright is likely to dictate the pace of this. He won't be rushed.
140.
Back-to-back 140s for the defending Grand Slam champ. Gerwyn Price, of course, winning here on this stage 12 months ago against Gary Anderson in one of the most controversial finals that we've ever seen. But between then and now, he has got better and better and better. To say world #3 going to the Ali Pali for the World Championship, when you consider it was only a few short years ago he's won his tour card after packing up playing professional rugby. To do what he's done has been remarkable.
Well, one thing he's done is he's put himself on the opposite half of the draw for the Ali Pali at this stage from Michael van Gerwen, the man he just beat. But although he won that, I'm sure he's not relishing having to play him the next time, because you know Michael will be ready to try and make up for that.
And some support as well for Price. He won a lot of the crowd over with that scintillating performance to take out Van Gerwen in the semi-finals.
134. Going to require 100.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Perfect start for Price, the defending champ. 12 darter, 100 check-out break and throw.
Game on.
And always the best way to answer your critics, no matter what the criticism is to win.
140.
Just looks very, very comfortable on the big stages now, doesn't he? And he's consistent. What I mean by that, he's consistently good. He's become one of the most feared players in the PDC, and I think it's fair to say at the moment that the two best players in the world met in that second semi-final on form, Van Gerwen and Price.
96.
Well, that's true, although I'd have to say Peter Wright, during this week of play, has been consistent, averaging over 100 all the way through until just before this final. He dipped just under, and maybe he'll get back up again on his tournament average, but Peter's been quite consistent himself.
133.
They both had terrific weeks here in Wolverhampton. The 13th year of the Grand Slam, 2007, when Phil Taylor beat Andy Hamilton to win the first one. A long, long time ago. This tournament has grown and grown
60,
and grown in stature.
32.
Well, that'll do nicely for Price. Won the first one in 12. Possible 13 darter here for the Welshman. Certainly settled much better than his opponent.
45.
Yeah, an electric start.
40. James on the second leg, Gerwyn Price. Third leg, Peter to throw first. Game on.
A little nod of approval from John Part to my left. What a start from the defending champ.
You can't do much more. And he's done what you need. A 12 against throw, 13 with the throw, perfect. You force your opponent into playing at that level or else.
100.
haven't heard that very often over the last 12 months. He's winning them round.
60.
A little smile from Peter Wright there. I think he was put off by the fact that they were cheering for his opponent 1 minute and the next second they were cheering for him.
125.
Yeah, this is a big leg here for Peter to try to get back ahead and hold his throw. You don't want to end up in the wrong side of a lopsided contest.
Unlucky. Just caught the flight, didn't it?
Well, Peter Wright doesn't mind. Gives him some breathing room.
Get on the board.
130.
Well, this will be pressure. Perfection from Price. Real pressure on Peter Wright.
Loads of pressure here. So important to maybe get that treble 13 the first dart. Well, it's only 6, so 15s. He'll go for the treble. Doesn't really have much choice. Yes, so double 10.
That takes a bottle after the 180 from his opponent, making a mess with the first dart. He's on the board, but here comes Price. It's warming up nicely.
Back-to-back 180s. Well, he's going to try for 3 in the trot here.
95.
A big difference in the averages, but just the one break of throw, of course. So Peter Wright hanging on in there. Head to head, by the way, 13-4 in favour of Peter Wright. Has a dominant record against Gerwyn Price.
59.
Well, I don't think that means anything at this point. And
absolutely. And Peter Wright's big breakthrough, his TV major, his win at the UK Open. He beat Gerwyn Price in the final. 11-6 in Minehead. That may be on his mind.
well, it's still a fair amount of time ago now.
41.
I don't think that this Gerwyn Price is the same one.
125.
Playing so well here. Absolutely blitzing Peter Wright. And Peter can take heart from the fact that that he has a leg even, really.
73.
And that he took that out.
54.
It's brilliant stuff. 14 now, 2 darts for tops. You get the feeling one's enough. Because it is.
The flag Peter to throw first. Game on.
I'll tell you what, the way that Peter Wright's playing and the way that his opponent is playing, if Wright goes in at the break only 3-2 down, he will be absolutely delighted.
Oh, and elevating here.
140.
Good open to the leg. You know, you can't wait for your opponent to cool down. You have to go get your level up to theirs.
And do you know what? We were talking at the start about Peter Wright setting the pace of this game. I actually think it's the other way around. I think Gerwyn Price is dictating the pace of this final.
He is.
140.
And in some ways, maybe Peter Wright's enjoying a little bit more pace because it was a grind with Glenn.
A real grueler, the semi-final win for Peter Wright over Glenn Durham. Sensational start from the defending Grand Slam champion Gerwyn Price.
100. Major 121.
Treble 20 to lead double 18.
103. 83. You require 148.
And you know Price is thinking he could take this the way he's been hitting the treble 20.
Yeah. The disappointment is that he knew it was going in, but the barrel kissed the barrel of the first dart.
83. You require 18.
Last dart in hand. And I'll tell you what, Peter Wright will be thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. 23 points between the two players on the averages. Price 100.
Well, it was pure brilliance from Price. Never missed a dart at double, and I think it's actually because the scoreline's 3-2. It's Peter Wright that's come off the best, because you think sometimes in a long match like this, each player will have their purple patch. And I think Peter Wright, if he can get going now and put on his own streak, can take full advantage. But if Price just keeps this hammering up of Peter Wright, you just feel he's going to get more and more his share of the legs, as he should. Yeah, you'd have to say it should probably have been 4-1 at least after those first 5 legs, if not 5-0. But somehow it's 3-2.
Well, the 4 180s from Price have come in the last 4 legs.
70.
By the way, if you want to get involved in the conversation on social media, hashtag GSOD. Grand Slam of Darts final. At the moment, going the way of the Welshman.
140.
But remember Peter Wright against Dave Chisnall in the quarterfinals, when Chizzy looked like he was going to go out of sight, and Peter Wright produced a blistering spell. Tops for Price. 4 out of 4 on the doubles. The second top plus finish. 112.5 average. 4 180s. 4-2 up. It's all going to plan.
Good to see Peter with answers, though. You don't get this far without having something up your sleeve.
Wow. Wow.
That was a little unlucky. Just under through slightly.
That wasn't unlucky. That was not unlucky. A 9-darter in the final.
And he's probably going to need it if he wants to win the leg.
Right. With only 60. Go on, Gerwyn. Well, that was unlucky. It was a well thrown dart, wasn't it?
Not much wrong with it.
But he, as you say, he might not win the leg.
Especially after that start. And a double 14 for a 1-2-1. Twice he's missed a 1-2-1 out now on the double.
Oh, what a chance. What a chance for Gerwyn Price to really take a firm grip on this final. Two darts missed for 5-2 from the Welshman. The first real error that he's made in this final.
Yeah, and he was talking to himself after that. And it's rare you see someone talking to themselves in that fashion when they have a 114 average.
Brilliant entertainment. They're not letting us down. Price is getting better.
140.
So is opponent. Look at those numbers. 6 180s for Gabriel Price. Still only the one break of throw, John, in the very first leg of the final is the difference. Remarkably, Peter Wright is hanging on.
This is only the 8th leg, and he has 6 180s, and the other scoring's been with it.
Well, they're both now really playing at their optimum. After 5 legs, Price was averaging 110. He's now averaging 116. Wright was averaging 87. He's pushing up to nearly 95. And a few more.
Double 17, well, he's got for 10 and double 12.
Do you know what? He really misses that. He did in the last leg when he had the chance. But has rarely missed it against Michael van Gerwen as well. Big leg, 115 average, leads 5-3.
Only 5-3 though. Let's give Peter Wright some credit here. He's not being slack at all. He's pressuring where he can.
Now this is pressure, John. 42. Can't afford to do that in a final. Raw emotion.
Yeah, this could be the breakthrough for Price to get up 6-3 and then have the throw. And in the way he's throwing, it's almost a certainty to go 7-3 up.
Peter Wright has lost in the finals of the World Championship, the World Match Play, the World Grand Prix, the Grand Slam 2 years ago, the Premier League, twice at the Champions League, twice at the World Series finals. 9 defeats in big TV finals for Peter Wright. That one solitary individual success at the UK Open against Gerwyn Price.
He's lost to some very fine performances, Stuart. And I don't think any finer than the one we've seen so far from Gerwyn Price tonight.
But he should have won at least 2 or 3. We remember the 6 starts he missed in the Premier League final, and notably.
Yeah, I don't see how you can paint him in a bad light the way he's trying to fight and keep up with Price so far tonight. He's
succeeding in doing that. Oh, what about that?
74.
115 and a half, the Gerwyn Price average. But is he going to get a shot at double 16?
Desperate for a treble 18 to lead ball. So we can't stop Gerwyn.
43 treble 20s from Gerwyn Price. And a big double 16, which means a double break of throw. Finally, you would say that the scoreline is reflecting the dominance of the Welshman.
39.
Well, there was a deflection in the first 5 legs that sort of just gave Peter Wright some breathing space on his throw and maybe helped him to stay only 3-2 down. Now maybe that bounce out helps Peter to stay, but he doesn't make the most of it.
This is ruthless again from the Welshman. Fabulous performance to beat van Gerwen, and he's got even better in the final.
He's been a juggernaut in this final. Absolutely unstoppable.
135.
So far, too good.
Yeah, this is, if you're Peter Wright, and if you were at all happy that your nemesis, Michael van Gerwen, got beat out, so you had someone else in the final, those thoughts are all gone now. Because this is as fine a performance as just about anybody could put onto a stage in a major final like this.
No, 86. Go when you require 88.
Double 12. Double 12 again. And Gerwyn Price is absolutely dominating this Grand Slam. 3 darts a double. Peter Wright is literally hanging on. Hanging on!
Well, there was one ice age that the theory is it destroyed the dinosaurs. Well, this ice age is destroying the giants of darts.
Yeah.
Absolutely freezing out the competition now.
Well, he averaged 110 in the first 5 legs, Gerwyn Price. He averaged nigh on 117 in that second session, the Welshman. I think Price, it's his to win and lose from here, the way he's playing. For me, Peter Wright has to win this session. 3-2, on throw, would do him. He'd be happy with that. It keeps him in it.
86.
Well, you know, the real question too is, can Price keep up this level of play? It seems ludicrous to think that he could do it for the entirety of the final, but he might. The more likely thing, though, is that it drops off a bit. Peter keeps working hard like he is and gets closer, and the scoreline is close enough
80.
that it's manageable to come back here. But like I said, the part of that equation is Price has to come down off of that super elite level of play he's at now. You just won't gain any ground if he keeps playing like that. You might keep pace, but you won't gain ground.
Well, confirming what we mentioned, 7 out of 10 on the doubles. But we know for sure that Peter Wright will
120
fight and fight and fight for this title.
He requires 75.
And no finish for the Welshman.
Yeah, a rare bit of comfort for Peter Wright here in this match. He's now 50% at double, 4 of 8. And that was one of Peter Wright's issues in the semi. A lot of missed doubles, especially early on.
7 180s now for Price in this final.
Well, yeah, you have to say that first leg he just played since the break was not what Price was doing prior to, but he's bounced right back here. This 180th on.
Well, that'll do it. It's the second time that Gerwyn Price has been on the 9-darter in this final. 9 perfect darts between them. 10 perfect darts. 11 perfect darts. It's astonishing.
140. Going 144.
All about winning the leg from here.
Well, they repeated the performance from before when Peter had missed the 6th dart and Gerwen had missed the 7th, and they've done it again.
Well, a final to keep you on the edge of your seat. To re-establish a 4-leg lead. The worst possible position for Gerwyn Price. The worst possible position. He's missed 2 darts for 8-4. Is it all change in the final? Breaks the Gerwyn Price throne for the first time. Price hit 6 perfect darts and lost the leg.
He's weathering the storm so very well. Gerwyn Price, though, just making the execution of throwing a dart look so very, very easy.
If those numbers would confirm, 112 still the average, the defending Grand Slam champion. Here he goes again. Here he jolly well goes again. 8 180s, a 177 and a 174 so far. It's a fabulous response, isn't it, from Price after losing that last leg?
Just a brutal attack on Peter Wright's throw. Just needs a single to leave a double for an 11 dart leg. Peter not even on an out shot, but tops for 11. Awesome.
14 flag, going to throw first.
Well, the darting delights of Gerwyn Price. And you know, John, apart from the multiple titles that Michael van Gerwen and Phil Taylor have won, as Price finds a 9th maximum, only four players in the history of the PDC have successfully defended major titles. Is Price going to add to that list? Well, this just gets better and better and better. 180 Price, 177 Wright. We'll tell you who those players are in just a moment. Can't take your eyes off this.
Just a 9 dart opportunity after 9 dart opportunity here.
Now, 4 players, apart from Van Gerwen and Taylor, successfully defending PDC majors. Rod Harrington at the World Match Play, Raymond van Barneveld at the UK Open, and Adrian Lewis and Gary Anderson at the World Championship. Can Gerwyn Price become a member of that exclusive club? Wonderful entertainment.
100, will you go on 124?
Perfect setup. 62% on the doubles as well, Price.
Wright's throwing very well. The last, well, 5 legs, he's just not missed much at all. And he's still insignificant next to the performance of Price here. Double 10.
Wow, just fantastic this.
15 flag, Peter to throw first. Game on.
Well, this is an incredible performance in this final. 66 treble 20s from Gerwyn Price. 54. 55 from Peter Wright. Incredible accuracy.
140.
But you know, it rolls reverse there. Peter Wright hit a 177 and a 180 and lost the leg. Didn't even get a dart at a double. Price still averaging 113
58.
in the 15th leg of the final, John.
Well, that's the other amazing thing about this performance. It's continuing.
140.
It's not letting up.
As good as he's ever played. It might just well be.
Well, maybe nearing as good as anyone's ever played.
Well, it's certainly up there with the performances in a big major final, without a doubt.
At length, a lengthy performance, yes.
91.
Well, that hurts.
Well, it does. Peter Wright can just stay within 3 legs at this 3rd break. He'll think that he's still very much in with a shout of fighting back. A 5-leg deficit is a Huge turnaround.
Yeah, there's a chance of a big yell here. A very big yell. If a bull goes in for 10-5, and it is, and there's that yell. Epic darts from Gerwyn Price as he moves ahead 10-5 in the Grand Slam of Darts final. And Peter Wright, he can only have a wry smile. What more can you do? He's playing brilliantly himself, but it's Gerwyn Price. Absolutely astounding 10-5 up.
Price than to say that Peter Wright probably wishes he was playing Michael van Gerwen.
Very good.
It's been an incredible performance. Gerwyn Price has won 10 legs to 5,
60 flag,
and those
Gerwen
legs
to the
have been
ropers.
1 in 11 darts, 4 in 12 darts, 2 in 13 darts, 2 in 14 darts, and some filth when he won in 15 darts.
59.
It's absolutely mind-boggling, unrelenting excellence from the Iceman. And Peter Wright, kudos to him, has done well to get to 5.
Yeah.
He's done well to stay in this contest.
140.
Peter Wright must be thinking the level will drop in a minute from Price. But he's been thinking that for the last 30 minutes. Gerwyn Price's highest average on the big stage in front of the TV cameras is 105. He's absolutely obliterating that right now. This is a standard he has never ever produced in a major darting competition. Like you said, Rob, it's quite staggering. Looking to leave tops.
100.
Well, of course he does.
Who you require 40.
For his 11th leg, double 10. Kiss off that.
20. Who you require 84.
$14 or treble. Now he needs the bullseye.
59.
You know it's getting desperate when you're thinking that's got to go.
20.
Oh, he hasn't shown any signs of that he's going to miss again, but is he going to miss again? Is he? Oh, what a great dart. He's in total control, isn't he? It's not easy to just adjust down by that far. Wasn't even a marker, that first dart, double 5.
Well, his priority, of course, here is to win the tournament, but when you're looking at a performance of this magnitude, you start looking at records, and it depends what you call a long game of darts, but if you say best of 21 is a long game, the best ever in a final in that regard is Van Gerwen's 112.49 against Raymond van Barneveld in the Masters final of 2015. Phil Taylor had an average of almost 111 in a World Championship final, which he won 7 sets to 1 against, again, poor old Raymond van Barneveld in 2010. Price here has been mesmeric.
And the highest average ever in a final for the Grand Slam is Phil Taylor. And he beat Gary Anderson 16-4 in 2011, and that average was 109.04.
26.
Ridiculous list of averages.
95.
I don't get that way.
130.
I don't get that way at all for 275. Just to stay on this 60. You only need a 60 and a straight dart in a 20 to leave.
177.
You're just then wanting the bullseye to leave a shot. But he left 142. After Price hits yet another huge score. Another 60.
When you require 50.
Tops then for a 14-dart leg. And another one on the seemingly inevitable, relentless march to glory.
Peter Wright was doing amazingly well when he got it back from 7-3 to 7-5. Well, now Price has won the last 5. 7 legs in front.
45.
If he does go on and win this, after the group phase, beating Darren Webster, then Gary Anderson, Michael Van Gerwen and Peter Wright. Wow, what a list.
And he'd become, let's ignore Van Gerwen and Taylor because they just retain everything all the time. But
ignore the successful ones, I like it.
He'd become the first player on the list of retentions since Gary Anderson in the World Championship in 2015 and 2016, and the only others apart from the big two to have done that are Adrian Lewis with the World Championship, Raymond van Barneveld, the UK Open 06 and 07, and Rodney Harrington way back in 1998 and 99 at the match play.
99.
So it's a rare old list to defend a big title, but Price here now just 4 legs away of retaining it in the most majestic style.
140.
Against Gary Anderson, he was 5-0 up after 5, 4-1 up against Michael Van Gerwen, 7-3 up against Snakebite.
100.
Got off to good starts and he's carried on. Another.
140.
Just fancy him for everything. You just think he's going to get it. It was a romantic weekend. Come on now. Watching Snakey and the Iceman in a final.
Going to require 20.
Well, double 10 to continue the parade.
On the 18 flag, Gerwyn Price. 19 flag, Peter.
I'm not entirely sure what the zone is, but whatever it is, Gerwyn Price is in it.
Stunning to watch.
42.
Any sport played well is entertaining. This is brilliant.
And Peter Wright now showing signs of becoming punch drunk, because there's only so much anyone can take, even a player of Peter Wright's calibre and quality. He'll have come back out at 10-5 thinking, well, maybe Gerwyn Price will run out of petrol to pour on the fire. But instead, he's just refilled the tank and hosed some more on. There's no stopping him here. Twice he's been on a 9-dart leg, incidentally, after 3 treble visits to open a leg.
And that last 180 from Gerwyn Price breaks his own personal record. Beaten 9 from last year against Mensur Sulovic. He's now reached double figures in the maximum column.
100.
But I didn't like that. It was a ton. Hated it.
And disgusted to leave 81 after 9 darts.
Yeah, standards. Like you
95.
said, right, about being in the zone, he just feels comfortable. He's at ease. Being at ease in this kind of pressurised situation, that takes him to another level. And he's playing on another level. 109.80. The record for a final in this event is 109.04.
Now that incidentally was a 5th 12-darter of this final from Gerwyn Price, and this is well on the way to another one, if not fewer than 12. Have you ever seen the like?
We haven't at the Grand Slam in a final. Fact.
60.
Well, it was mentioned at the start by Stuart and John, wasn't it, that Price will go up to third
60.
in the world rankings, putting him in the other half to Michael van Gerwen for the World Championship. He will be the second favourite with bookmakers come tomorrow morning. Little doubt in my mind.
140.
And if he plays like this, we're in for a treat at the Alexandra Palace from this man as he ploughs on.
100. Give you 161.
Peter Wright averaging 97. Just been good enough to win 5 legs. Just think about that for a second. That's just madness. A decade ago, that's winning
102.
form. Play like that now, you get annihilated.
Well, it might well have been enough to win last year's final.
Yes,
Mightn't it?
yes, yes. Both averaged 96, 97 last year.
123.
Instead, it's nothing better than to get an absolute toweling on the big stage. And on he goes in 14 darts.
Gerwyn Price.
Well, Peter Wright has a look and says, are you actually a robot, or are you the Welshman Gerwyn Price? Because this is absolutely magnificent stuff. Some of the best darts we've ever seen in the Professional Darts Corporation. He's loving it, and why wouldn't he? He leads 50.
Sit back, enjoy, and watch Price cross the line at some point. Peter Wright, Rod, he stayed on stage to kind of practice, or maybe did he think, what's the point in leaving?
Yeah, I think Peter's seen enough, hasn't he?
95.
And who can blame him? He did well to hang on to Gerwyn Price despite being hit with some pretty ferocious stuff early on. 3-2 down at the end of the first interval was a great effort, considering Price was averaging 110 and Wright 88. He was still clinging on at 7-3 down, but in the end it's just got too much for him, and Price has won 8 consecutive legs now.
Yeah.
And
90.
well, the question was, could he top what he did against Michael van Gerwen in the afternoon? The answer has been an emphatic yes. The last of the last 7 players to have eliminated Michael van Gerwen before the final of a big tournament, 6 have gone on to lose their next match. Glenn Durrant was the exception at the match play, but here Gerwyn Price has proved that no barrier whatsoever. I'll tell you what, Wayne, he's left 146, and if he can get rid of that, well, certainly in 4 darts and possibly in 5, he'll have the new record final average at the Grand Slam.
Days like this don't happen often for anyone in sport. It's just been perfect from start to maybe finish. But will we get another leg? Will Snakebite take out 79? The answer is no. So for the Grand Slam champ to retain.
24.
Double 12. Double 6. And he prolongs the agony for Peter Wright and puts the champagne back on ice.
And for the 21st leg, Peter Wright. 22nd leg going to Rovers.
The comeback is on! Full credit to Peter Wright. He won't give up. But mentally, he knows. He knows it's most improbable.
Gerwyn Price looking to just cap off what would be his 13th win in 14 matches at the Grand Slam of Darts. The only player to defeat him over the last 2 years, Simon Whitlock.
Yes.
And what was, in the end, an irrelevant group game as far as Price was concerned.
But arguably one of the games of the tournament.
41.
He avenged that defeat later on in the knockout phase and went on to defeat Gary Anderson last year. Now looking to add Gary Anderson's World Cup teammate and partner Peter Wright to his list of victims here in Wolverhampton.
It's like one of those situations in golf where the player coming down the 18th is 7 in front, so the engraver's already kind of started, but the event's not over. But it kind of will be soon, you feel.
65. Go, you require 111.
Well, a second chance to claim the prize. That one disappears, but you
91.
would be pretty confident they'll be back for 3 at double 10.
Peter Wright took this out against Glenn Durrant in the semi-final. Cannot do it. Are these the last 3 he's going to throw?
60. Go, you require 20.
Ooh, double 5. And for the second straight year, the prize is right in Wolverhampton again. Gerwyn Price, with a magical display, has annihilated Peter Wright by 16 legs to 6 to retain his Grand Slam of Darts title. In the end, he's fallen just short of a record-breaking average of 107.86. But that's purely academic, because the fact is that Gerwyn Price has produced one of the greatest performances we've ever seen in a big final in professional darts, and is a thoroughly deserved winner of the Grand Slam.
Peter Wright being as gracious as the runner-up can be, and there is the champ. Peter Wright, you got a feel for him, he just walked into it. Gerwyn Price, the champion for the second year running, averages 107.86. And there is the tale of the tape, 16-6. No one could have envisaged that, no one. 11 180s, 21 140s, 20-ton plus scores. And he also had